Soul Hackers 2 was publicly announced February 21st and was released August 26th of the next year. I myself am a massive Devil Summoner fan, and I remember where I was when the live stream announcing the game started. It was 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I was sitting in the break room at work stealing company time just to watch the live stream. I was absolutely elated at the prospect of a new Devil Summoner game, and I pre-ordered the game on Steam the second that I could. Upon playing the game, I found myself looking for reasons to like it, dismissing my initial reaction to the game because I was so happy Devil Summoner wasn't dead, and also trying to justify to myself spending $100 on the Digital Deluxe Edition before even seeing gameplay. My friends know that by far Soul Hackers 2 is my least favorite modern Megami Tensei title, and I wanted to take the time to visit it after 100%ing it almost 2 years ago now to see if my opinions on the game changed. The quickest rundown of the game that I can give is that the main character, Ringo, and her sister Fig were created by Ion, who is an entity that is created in cyberspace. They're created because the end of the world is imminent, and the one causing it is someone called the Great One. After being told about two humans who are instrumental in their plan of saving the world, the sisters leave to go find them. After soul hacking a man named Arrow, who works for a group called Yatagarasu, Ringo soul hacks a woman named Milady, who works for an opposing faction called the Phantom Society, and a guy named Saizo, who's also connected, I guess. Milady is the lover of a guy called Iron Mask, and he's trying to collect covenants, 5 of which exist in people. These covenants are remnants of a pact with the Great One. Anything after this is spoilers, so spoiler warning for the end of the game. Anything after here is just, you get it. Fig ends up getting all of the covenants through various means and tries to soul hack the world and remove the will for conflict. In the normal ending, Fig disappears and Ringo is left alone and vows to watch over humanity as everyone goes their separate ways. In the good ending, Ringo soul hacks Fig and the two reveal themselves to humanity after the summoners agree to try and stop infighting between their groups. Now, here's my issues with the game. My biggest issue is probably Mangetsu Kuzunoha. I know it's entirely because I am a huge fanboy for the Kuzunoha clan, but that's neither here nor there. He's touted as the best of the best, but his only character is being interested in Arrow, because they'll never expect Arrow, they referring to Iron Mask and his plan to collect all the covenants. This build-up is done for Mangetsu only for him to be essentially off-screened. Not literally off-screened, of course, because he left a video of his death at the hands of Iron Mask. Off-screened really isn't the right word, considering that's really his only screen time, being on-screen and dying. No, my real biggest issue is where are the demons? In this game, soul hacking is used as a means to revive people, which completely different than Soul Hackers 1, but that's for another video. Soul hacking is used as a means to revive people, and after being soul hacked, they lose their ability to summon demons unless it's through Ringo. The game does this solely for the purpose of having an all-human party with one demon to help them in battle with different skills and abilities. So, Atlus found a way to sell his persona again. Outside of seeing demons in the Gomaden, where demons can be fused, the only time you get to see your demons is either when you're in a dungeon and they get shit for you, like items, and they give you heals, or in battle, when at the end of the turn after you hit a weakness, but even then, it's about 15 seconds of an animation of seeing a demon, and it's skippable, and they don't really have much unique animation, they're just kind of there. Now, I know it's my fault for spending $100 after taxes on a game I had no idea anything about, but after playing all the other Devil Summoner games, I would have hoped that demons had a little more involvement in the game's functionality. Another issue I had with the game is the dungeons. I know dungeons are a drag in most Megami Tensei titles for a lot of people, but I'm not a lot of people. I like to believe it takes a lot to make me bored of a game, especially a Megami Tensei game, where with almost every Megami Tensei game, I can find a redeeming quality about the grinding. This game, however, the dungeons felt so long and boring, it was near insufferable to get through. Granted, I played in 100% of the game soon after the release date, which was before the quality of life patch that added the ability to dash and to speed up battles, which, off topic but not off topic, how the hell does it take you 3 months to patch in the ability to run? What I will say about the game that I love is that I love the 3D demon renders. Sorting through them and fusing them in the Gomaden was my favorite part of the game, which really is kind of given, considering that's my favorite part of every Megami Tensei title. Seeing them in the dungeons was always great because I like the casual aspect of demons. I liked them just kind of existing, and that's the reason I like Devil Summoner in the first place. The music was also really good, and the Nemissa render is also really pretty. The world in Soul Hackers 2 compared to the rest of Megami Tensei is very stylistically unique, and from that point I can appreciate it. It looks like if you asked a kid born in 2011 what comes to mind when he thinks of the genre cyberpunk. I always had a preference to the character designs and world designs of Soul Hackers 1, but to each their own, I suppose. I decided to reinstall the game after beating it 3 years ago to start from scratch and see if I was a little too hard on it by openly claiming it's the worst modern Megami Tensei title. I haven't changed my opinion. Goodbye.